Uh, I have started here, but as you people were not present, I've just started it. So let me brief you. In morphology of flowering plant, and please be regular. This is my humble request to both of you. Please be regular. Chedika is regular. Martin is also regular. Yasir, please be regular. Fine. So look, this is the root part. So there are two systems, right? Root system and shoot system. So all those part of the flower, uh, most time, 99% time, all those part of the flower which are found below the ground, they are called root system, and above the ground, they are called shoot system. In root system, there is a main root that is called primary root, and along with the main root, there are some lateral roots, right? They are also found over there, so they are called lateral roots. And then at above the ground, there is a shoot system. In shoot system, there is a main part that is called a stem, and below the and above the top part there is a terminal bud, right? And there are some flowers which are present, and between these branches, so these are the branches, you can see these are the branches, and this is the axillary bud, right? So between these two branches, so at the axis of branch there is the axillary bud, right? So between these two branches there is a phase. This structure is called node, right? No, internode, sorry, internode. And these are the nodes from where the branches and axillary bud come out, right? So this is the property of a stem, that every stem have node and internode. That is a property of a stem. Every stem must. If node and internode is not present, means we cannot call it a stem, right? So, like for example, I have drawn over here how you can justify that potato is a stem. Normally, all of we know that the potato is a stem. But if I say how you will justify that potato is a stem, very few people will be able to justify that potato is a stem. So, yes, there is a justification. These points are basically known as the eye. We call them eye. This kind of the structure you must have seen in potato. So these kind of the structure, they are called eye. So these every eye is node, and when potato will germinate, the bud will come from here, right? So basically they are the node. The eye part, these eye are node, right? And at every node, this bud will come out, right? And the space between these two nodes is called internode. So as in the potato, node and internode both are the present. That's why we call it stem. This is one more structure I have tried to represent node and internode. This is the bamboo, right? In bamboo, you must have seen there are not like structure. We call them node, right? Bud come out from here, leaves come out from here. Between the node, the space between the node is called internode. The same with the sugarcane. The same will be with the maize, right? So that is the average. That is the property of stem. It will have node, internode, and there are auxiliary bud, right? At the axial part or at the corner of branches and its main stem, there is this part is called axil, and there the bud come out, that is called axillary bud. Fruit and flower come out of from the axillary bud only. Branches also come out from the axillary bud. Is that clear? Morphology of flower clear? Keep on telling me, guys.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. Absolutely right. So now come to the next part. Next part is basically the root part. Okay, so in the root part, next is morphology. So in morphology of root, you will see this is the morphology of root. So in morphology of root, this structure is called root. This diagram is important for your school examination, right? Even you may have to write, right? There are fair enough chances that you may have to write it as well, right? So be ready if you need to write it, right? So first part is called root cap part, right? The first and foremost. So we divide it into different part. The first and foremost part is called root cap part. This is the root cap part. Then behind the root cap part, it is protect and it penetrates into the soil. And this part, some cells of outer cells are of the root cap. They are the dead, and they produces some gel or slimy like substance that reduces the friction part, right? Behind the root cap, there is a region of cell division. Here, continuously cell division takes place. These divided cells are pushed back, and this is the region of elongation. Here, the cells increases their size. Behind the region of elongation, there is a region of maturation, right? This is the fourth region, region of maturation. So we can divide this root part into four categories. So first, root cap. So root cap is a multicellular structure. It is cap-like, made up of parenchymatous cell, right? The cells of root cap secrete a mucilage, like gel-like substance. They are designed to move in the direction of gravity. So this was the root cap. I have dictated all them in the yesterday, last day before yesterday. Second part is called meristematic region, right? Because why we call this meristematic region? The reason behind it that here the cells keep on dividing continuously, right? So continuous cell division takes place. That's why it is called meristematic region or region of cell division, right? Look, in meristematic zone or region of cell division, it is made up of completely uh, uh, completely arranged into small and thin-walled meristematic cell. This region produces new cell, right? So this region is meant for producing new cell. It add on the new cells because every time the cell division take place. Behind that, there is a zone of elongation. It is about 4 to 8 millimeter in length. The cells of this region, right? The cells of this region loses the power of division. They elongate rapidly and increase their length of the root, right? Last but not the least, the region of maturation. It is firm. It form the bulk of the root. The cells do not undergo further changes, right? Further changes do not take place. Fine. So this is called the region of. This is called the region of maturation. So is that clear? There are four regions. Tell me. Yes, please. Keep on telling me. Clear to all of you? By the way, it's easy. I know. Let me see into your NCRT book as well. Yes. This is very important for your school examination. I'm telling you again and again, this is very important for your school examination. Right. And now come to the next part. The next part is modification of root. Your NCRT. Modification of root. So let me write it down. The next part is modification of the root. So there are certain root modifications, right? So nematophores are there given, and what else? Rhizophora is given. Banana raw fruits are given, right? So just a minute. Modification of. Let me show you some diagram of some modification, then you will come to know what are those forms. Okay, diagram is there. A few modifications are there, which those modifications which are not present over there, I'll draw that. Uh, so first, we will study the modification of the root on the basis of, like it is given in your NCERT, what sort of the modifications are there. So first thing is that which is given in your NCERT. I will tell only those parts which is given in your NCERT. First is prop root. So what are the prop root? Anybody of you have idea what are the prop roots? Prop roots. Oh, come on. Every one of you must have seen prop roots. Nobody?
The roots which comes from the root, sir.
It is seen in? Yes, Alia, please.
Banyan tree.
Very good. Banyan tree, obviously. You know, let me tell you
Which
first.
chapter is going on?
This is the morphology. I have just started with the morphology of flowering plant. Chapter number, what is in there? Page number 66. Chapter number 5, right?
Okay,
Morphology of flowering plant. So look, first and foremost thing, that is the prop root. Let me tell you the prop root. I will keep on telling one by one. Prop root. Basically, the prop root, they are the outgrowth of, you must have, all of you must have seen the prop root. This is a big tree, banyan tree. You know, nature design each and everything according to its need and requirement. Look, this is a banyan tree. The banyan tree is very big tree and it keep on spreading. So when the area of banyan tree keep on spreading, literally, so what will happen? This stem, single stem is not sufficient enough to bear the load of these horizontal increasing branches, right? This horizontally increasing branches. What happened? From there are some branches which are the horizontal branches. From these horizontal branches, some outgrowth come start traveling towards the ground, right? These are called prop root. Basically, they are not prop root. They are the part of the stem. But when they reaches to the ground, when they reaches to the ground, after reaching to the ground, they will start making the root like structure, right? Root formation start, right? And they start working as a pillar. After some time, you will not be able to understand either it is prop root or it's a stem, right? This is called prop root, right? This is called prop root. Prop root behave like root, right? And they absorb the water, they support the branches, and they behave as a nutrient, right? So these are called prop root. Clear? Now, please write it down, prop root, some point on the prop root, because it is important. Please, they are the, what kind of the root they are? One more thing, I think I forget to tell you. Yes. Yes, one thing which I missed it. This is just general information. I think you must be aware with this, but still I want to, that my responsibility to make you remind. Basically, the root system, there are two type of the root system, right? So root system are of two types. That is tap root system and fibrous root system, right? Tap root system, in tap root system, it is normally found in dicot plant, right? Tap root system, there will be one primary root and then there are secondary root, and from the secondary root, further tertiary root come out, right? So this is the called tap root system. So normally dicot have tap root system, right? So big trees always have tap root system, like radish and carrot, they all are tap root. You must have seen this kind of the root. Then another kind of the root system, that is the fibrous root system. In fibrous root system is basically found in the crop plant and monocot, right? In fibrous root, there is a root stock. From root stock, further number of the fiber come out. It is basically found in rice, and you must have seen rice, maize, and sugarcane, and in wheat, right? So this fibrous root are also known as the adventitious. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now again come to the modification part. So here what I was telling, that what are the prop roots. So please start noting down. They are thick pillar like. They are thick pillar like adventitious root. Adventitious adventaneous root. So they are just fibrous root, right? Adventaneous root, which grow to form support, which grow to form support, support heavy horizontal branches, heavy horizontal branches. That's why I told you. So what the thing which is need to remember, that is they are the adventaneous root, means they are the fibrous root. They are not type of the prop roots, right? As what I told you, as they reaches to the ground, they anchor with the soil, right? As they reaches to ground, as they reach to soil, they become thick, they become thick, pillar-like, pillar-like structure, and after some time, after some time, they look like main plant stem or main tree stem, right? So after some time, you won't be able to understand which is the main stem, right? Like this way, in Andhra Pradesh, there is a banyan tree, single banyan tree, and this single banyan tree have spread in 7.6 hectare. Now you can imagine single banyan tree is spread in 7.6 hectare, one banyan, right? And you will not be able to tell which is the main stem, because everywhere there is a crop root. Is it clear or not? Tell me.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this was the first thing which is given for their crop roots, and now stilt root. Any idea about the stilt root? So second modification. So first modification was crop root. First was the crop root. Second is stilt root. Let me tell you. Any one of you stilt root? Stilt root. Look, stilt root are basically found. They are found in the monopod, right? And you must have seen maize, right? In maize plant or in sugarcane plant, you can see these stilt root. So stilt root, they have a supporting maize and sugar. Example, remember maize and sugarcane. This is the example where they are found. Let me tell you what kind of the root they are. So suppose that this is the sugarcane or maize, whatever you want to assume, just assume, right? This is sugarcane. This is sugarcane stem, and the birds are coming. Uh, this is the node and bud. And obviously, I have already told you that there are advantageous root. So advantageous root are there, obviously, and advantageous root are there. Along with the advantageous root, there are some supporting these kind of root. You will see these are the aerial root and they are the supporting. They are called basically stilt. So please write it down, stilt root. So what is their function? Their main function is support. Why? Because the sugarcane or maize plant, it have a particular length, right? And these advantageous root are not that much strong root, so that they hold the plant. They are able to they'll be able to hold the plant. So they cannot hold the plant like this way. To support, so that is the additional support. Still root provide additional support. So please note it down. They are the short, thick. They are the short, thick, supporting root. They are the short, rich, thick, supporting root which develop obliquely from basal node, which develop obliquely from basal node. What is basal node? Basal node is basically this node, right? This node which is near to the base. This is called basal node. Let me always draw the diagram. This is basal node. So basal node is the node which is present near the base, right? Next one. Example I have already told you. After penetration to the soil, when they reaches to the soil, after penetration to soil, they start behaving as a root, right? They develop fibrous root. So same kind of root develop when they reaches to the ground, even they start developing like fibrous root, right? They develop fibrous root. Additionally, they also help plant in absorbing, that is additional work, absorbing water and mineral, right? So that is an additional feature which is found. Is it clear? Still root clear? These are
Yes,
the
sir.
2-marker question. They are very important question. That's why I am explaining everything with the help of diagram, right? So you have to jot it down and you have to remember it. That's why I'm drawing the diagram, because uh, they will ask you 2-marker question, but diagram is hardly it's present in your NCERT book, right? And you have to draw the diagram. Until unless you won't draw the diagram, you won't get that complete mark. They will deduct some, right? So still root is there. Rhizophora. Okay. Then I will tell you the rhizophora. What is the rhizophora? Written? Look. Rhizophora, this is the diagram of rhizophora. You can see. So rhizophora, first let me tell you, they are very peculiar kind of the plant. Any one of you have any idea about the rhizophora? Leave the rhizophora, please tell me what are the mangrove plants. Any one of you. What are the mangrove plants? Who will tell me? Come on. I want any one of you to come forward.
A tree in like the ocean, so in the sea.
The sea? No, they are not
A
found in the sea.
tree, like in the coastal.
Plant which grow in mangrove. So yeah, I want to know what are the mangrove plant. What are the mangroves? No one?
They grow in a swampy areas.
Very good. There is a person, I forget the name of that person in Tamil Nadu. The ocean is encroaching to the village. Most of the villagers have left the village, but that is the person who is drawing the, who is in like uh, uh, developing the mangrove plant and implanting the mangrove plant. Basically, they stop the oceans to cut down the soil and all that, right? And they are very important for ecosystem, mangrove plant. Basically, they are found in the those areas. If anyone of you from Kerala, you must be aware with that. They are present in Kerala. They are present in Tamil Nadu. So where the ocean meets to the land, so that person in a marsh, that point is marshy and even salty. So salt concentration is that much there that no plant can grow over there, because even the seed will degenerate. If it seed will degrade because of high salt concentration. Plant will die because of high salt concentration. But yes, these are the mangrove plant. They are found. This is the muddy region. Mangrove plants are found over there. And let me tell you, mangrove wood is the best wood for making boat, because it do not degenerate or degrade in the water, right? So these are the mangrove. So this is the diagram of mangrove. You can see. Mangrove tree, and this is the muddy region, mud, or you can say marsh. This is the marsh. These are the root, right? They are the root. What is the specialty? So mangrove, I have told you. Now come to the this one. So these are called these nematophores. Just you know, these roots are called nematophores, right? So these are the root which grow opposite to the direction of the gravity. They are the only root in the world which grow opposite to the direction of the gravity. Why? Because the root cannot breathe out. So there are certain pores, right? There are pores. The pores are present in nematophores, and they are meant for exchange of gases. Exchange of gases. So exchange of gases takes place. Otherwise, plant will not be able to breathe. Root will not be able to breathe, and plant will die. So nematophores are a special kind of the roots. They in the mangrove tree or rhizopora, they come out of the ground, and they are helpful for. They are called nematophores, and they have pores for the breathing. Tell me, is it clear or not?
Yes,
Clear
sir.
for everyone? Okay. If it's clear, please start noting now. You have to draw the nematophores. So the next one is, please draw this diagram first. Quickly, easy. This only the diagram of nematophore. Done? Okay. So the third type of the root, I will put the heading. Third modification of the root is nematode. Nematophores. Please start writing now. Nematophores. They are the breathing or respiratory root. They are the breathing or breathing or respiratory root. Respiratory roots. They are the breathing or respiratory roots. Full stop. They are found in found in mangrove mangrove or saline swamp or saline swamp. Full stop. Near to seashore or near to seashore. Next point. They have pores for the exchange of O2 and CO2. Next point. they grow against gravity. Nematophores clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then last but not the least, there are four
Yeah,
kind of
can you like tell the
sorry,
third point? Third point.
third point, they have the pores for exchange of O2 and CO2. Pores. Pores for exchange of O2 and CO2. Done? Okay. Then these roots are, this is the, you can see, this is the carrot, this is the radish, this is the turnip, right? So, sorry, sugar beet. So what is there meant? They all root are meant for food storage, right? So fourth kind of root, they are called fleshy or taproot. Right? So fourth, fleshy or fleshy or uh, taproot, right? These taproot or fleshy taproot, you can say fleshy taproot. The taproot becomes swollen. They become swollen. They become swollen and and flashy for storage of food. Storage of food. Secondary root become very thin. Secondary root become very thin, right? And they may be, so there are further type. They may be conical shape, right? They may be conical shape. So conical shape you must have seen in where? In carrot. So carrot have a conical shape, this kind of the shape. Conical shape, right? Carrot, conical shape, right? They may be fusiform. They may be fusiform. Fusiform is found in radish, right? A radish, fusiform. So fusiform like this way. This is a fusiform structure. Oh, come on. This, this is a fusiform structure, and this secondary root come out from here. Same thing with here, secondary root, right? Conical, fusiform, and napiform. Napiform. Napiform, they like sugar beet. nappy form, this kind of the shape, and suddenly they taper. This kind of shape, and suddenly they taper. This is nappy form. Right? So please note it down, these all type. Let me know when you note it down.
Done, sir.
Done? Okay, great. Morphology of system. Next is given, that is the stem and modification of system. So the next point is morphology of system. So first I will tell you what is the modification of the stem, and what is the, like, there are two kind of the modification of the stem. Some stems are found on the aerial part, some stems are found on the underground. So just give me 1 second. Aerial modification of the stem, and then there are some underground modification of the stem. So basically they are in two categories. Uh, Fine. So first, morphology of a stem. So let me share with you the morphology of a stem. So as I have already discussed with you that stem are of two types. Stem, some underground stem, some aerial stem. So basically the stems are those stem, normally the stem term is we use for the uh, those stems which are aerial stems. So aerial stems have particular structures. So those structures, some structures we have studied already. Look, there are some terms which you need to understand. That's why I am trying to share this diagram with you. Look, this is apical bud. So every stem, first thing, the basic structure of the stem, I have already told you and explained that every stem will have internode, and internode is found between two nodes. So this is the node, right? So node. Already I told you that the buds, fruit, branches, they come out of this node. So you can see. Again, there is a bud which come out of the node is called axillary node, right? Axillary bud. So this is called axillary bud. Try to understand and please do remember, because every time, most of the time, these diagrams and terms are not given there. Apical bud is found at the apex of the stem, right? At the apex of the stem, at top part of the stem, there will be apical bud, right? At the axil, right? So axillary bud. What is the axial position, or what is the axil? When I say this is the axillary position, it means this is main stem and this is branch. The area between the branch, the angle between the branch and this is called axil, right? This is called axil or axial part, right? The bud come out of here is called axillary bud, right? Node, internode. There are some pores to respiration, right? They are continuously permanently open pore. They are called lenticels, right? Lenticels. I will again discuss these lenticels when I will tell you the transportation in the plant part, right? Inside there are vascular bundle. You need not to go for that. So these are the basic terms which I have under apical bud, node, lenticels, axillary bud, and internode. These things you need to remember, right? So what are the common characteristic of a stem? The common characteristic of the stem, every stem will have node and internode, right? That is common characteristic. And please note it down. Stem bear node and internode, right? They may be aerial or underground. Most of the time they are aerial, right? Then buds, axillary bud, branches, and leaf originate from node, right? So this is also a characteristic. So this was something for the stem, and now come to the modification of it. So when we will study the modification part, so first modification which is given in your NCRT part. In NCRT part, the modification are what is given in NCRT? Tendrils given, thorn given, aerial modification is given. So first modification of stem. Modification of stem. Next heading. There are a number of the things which you need to understand and you need to cram both simultaneously, right? So I will show you first aerial modification part. Look, first I will explain one by one, and then I will start writing down, and I will start explaining. Look, this is called phylloclad. Phylloclad. All of you must have seen the cactus, right? Cactus, the cactus which is visible in this diagram, this name of this cactus is Apantia, right? This is the most widely spread cactus which is found in the desert, and the name is Apantia. P-U-N-T-I-A, Apantia. In Apantia, this green color structure which is seen, this green color structure is known as the phylloclad, right? Phylloclad. Basically, this phylloclad is a type of stem. This one, this phylloclad is a type of stem. This phylloclad is responsible for storage of water and performing the photosynthesis. Why? Because the leaves have converted into spines. Why? Because to reduce the transpiration. Because if the leaf will be there, more transpiration will be there, they will lose more water and plant won't be survive. So for sake of the survival, the cactus have developed their leaves into spines, and stem have taken the part of the function of the leaf. Stem is called phylloclad. You need to remember what is a phylloclad. Stem is called phylloclad, and it is responsible for photosynthesis as well. Right. So first modification of stem is phylloclad. Second, you can see yes, phylloclad is given over there. Phylloclad is given. Apantia, yes. Apantia and euphoria. That is given. Next, thorn. Look, these are the thorn. Thorn are stronger than spines. Why? Because spines are the modification of the leaf, but thorns are the modification of stem, like thorn. Thorn, basically, they are defensive in feature. They defend the plant from the animal, from the grazing animal. So this is a defensive measure, right? And it also reduces the rate of the transpiration. So again, this is the stem and thorn are found, right? Thorn directly arise from the stem, and they are more stronger because they originate from the inner side of the stem, right? Next, there is the tendrils, right? Tendrils basically come from the axillary bud. Try to understand. Tendril come from the axillary. So first I told you phylloclad. Second, I told you thorns, right? And third, stem tendrils, right? Stem tendrils, they come out of the axillary bud, they arise from the axillary bud, and they are meant for the giving the support to the stem, right? Because this is the found in those plants which have the weaker stem. They are the creeper, they are the runner, they are found, right? So this is the stem tendril, right? Again, this is the cladode. Cladode. Try to understand. This is the cladode. Cladode are, they look like the leaf, but rather than the leaf, they are the modification of the leaf. The same thing. They are also found in the plant where they are found. They are found in the plant which are found in the xerophytic condition or desert. This is only for the reduce the transpiration. Here, even the cladode are leaf-like structure. They are responsible for the photosynthesis. Clear? Bulbils, right? Bulbils are, this is also the modification of stem, bulbils. These bulbils, they are the reproductive body, and they sometimes they fell down and they originate, they give rise to new plant, right? So these are the bulbils. Is that clear? Everything clear or not? Tell me. If you have any doubt, please ask me. Then I will dictate. Guys, anyone of you? At
Yeah,
least
yeah,
No, sir.
yes or no?
Okay.
All thing clear?
Yes.
Okay, great. Stolen. So, okay, so please start writing on one by one because you will get this question as a phylloclad is very important. Phylloclad and thorn and tendril, they are very important. They can be asked in your school examination as a 2-marker question, right? There will be 2-marker question. If 2-marker question, then along with the diagram, you have to write down something. So what you will write down? So first, please start modification of this one. First one is phylloclad. Phylloclad. Start writing on phylloclad. First, phylloclad, they are the flattened or cylindrical. They are the flattened or cylindrical. There is a plant euphoria. Euphorbia. So in euphorbia plant, there is cylindrical stem. Flattened or cylindrical green stem. Green stem. They perform. They perform photosynthesis. They perform photosynthesis. Full stop. In these plants, leaf modify into spines to reduce transpiration, Hence, the function of leaf and the function of leaf is taken over by phylloclade. Clear? Example, Apantia, where they are found. Example, Apantia. The diagram is in front of you, Apantia. Euphorbia. Apantia and euphorbia. And one more thing you can add on. They are found in xerophytic. Xerophytic means or desertic condition. Yasir, clear? Afaf?
Yes, sir, clear.
Okay, great. So, written. Should I move to next one? Next one is thorn or spines, right? Thorn. The diagram is in front of you. Where the thorn are found? In acacia, right? Thorn or spine. Both are same thing. They are also the modification of the stem. They are hard, sharp pointed. They are sharp pointed, hard, curved structure. They protect plant from grazing animal. Additionally, they also reduces rate of transpiration. Don't write spines, please, because spines are basically they are the modification of leaf. Thorn, that is only thorn. Cut down the spines. The spines are modification of leaf. So thorn I discussed with you. Then okay, tendrils. Next one is tendrils. Stem tendrils or tendrils, whatever you can, because there are some leaf tendrils as well. So the third one is stem tendril. Stem tendril. They are thread-like, like sensitive structure. Sensitive. They are thread-like, sensitive structure, which which coil around support, which coil around support and help plant in climbing. Right? Next, they may be branched or unbranched. Branched or unbranched. Right? They may be branched or unbranched. They normally arise from axillary bud. Axillary bud, right? So this was the stem tendril. Is it clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
I know it's a very it's a bit boring kind of the chapter, but we have to do it, right? Because you will get the question in your school exams, and we cannot step out of it. And even this is important for your medical examination. You will get what are the tendrils, modification of stem, modification of leaf, and all that. They rise from axillary bud and all that, right? That kind of the question. So tendril is there. Fourth one, cladode. Cladode are like just phylloclad. They are green stem with limited growth. With limited growth. Right? The growth is very less. They have taken over function of leaves, perform photosynthesis, perform photosynthesis. the leaf reduced to scale or spine to reduce transpiration. Reduce transpiration. Generally, they are found arid or xerophytic condition. Xerophytic condition. Right? Write down. Even this cladode is not in your syllabus, but I have just told you. And bulbil, they are reproductive units, so please, I will not mention over here. Note it down.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Now, so these were the aerial modification of the system, right? And then now the next one is that is the let me write it down here only. The second one is underground modification of enter. Underground modification of system. Modification of right underground modification of system. First, let me show you the diagram. This one. So there are certain system modifications, and you must have seen that these modification of system and like potato, right? So potato is a underground system we have discussed in starting only. And there are scale leaves. These are the underground branches. So the branches come out. They are the eye or bud, right? So potato is it have node. They are basically called node. Eye or bud are node, right? Again, the rhizome of ginger. So rhizome is a horizontal modification of the stem, right? It's also horizontal stem, right? And corm in form the colocasia, that is also underground modification. Bulb, bulb. This bulb is it is like made up of onion, right? Bulb. Onion is a type of bulb. This is also a modification of the stem, right? All they are meant for the storage of the food, right? So write it some underground modification of the stem. The underground the underground system are non-green and they are found inside soil. Inside soil, they store food store food, and sometimes also help in propagation, like potato. Propagation, because potato there is no seed of potato, right? The propagation takes place on the underground stem only, right? So the potato, that is a tuber, right? So write it down first. Rhizome, tuber. The first one is tuber. Tuber. Example, potato. So in tuber, you can write it down something. It is oval, spherical, underground swollen structure. Oval or spherical, underground swollen structure. Structure. And example, I have just told you that tuber, and they do not bear any. They bear but that's it. So this is the tuber. Second, which is written over here, that is the rhizome. Second one is rhizome. Rhizome example, you know that the ginger is already given. Example, ginger. This one. Ginger. So they are underground stem. Stem which shows continuous growth, which shows continuous growth, right? So third one after the this one rhizome, that is the bulb. Example is onion. It is underground pyriform spherical structure. Pyriform spherical structure that possess structure. It have multiple scale for food storage, right? This is something about the bulb and corm. Corm, colocasia is the example of the corm. Yes, corm. is the for. Example is colocasia. Do you know what is the colocasia? Anyone of you? Colocasia? Martin?
Sir.
That is arbi, a white color which vegetable which we eat. It has brown color hair like structure outside. Inside it's white. It's normally known as arbi, and we call it colocasia. Even in English, we call it
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it as Arvi, not the name.
Okay, so this is the it's a colocasia, right? So it is thick. You have to remember which is the rhizome. Examples are more important, right? This is very important for NEET as well. Sometimes they come under the match the following. It is thick, swollen, usually unbranched, swollen, usually unbranched, spherical or subspherical, or subspherical structure. So this was the modification. That's it. The modification of the stem, right? And modification of leaf and all that will start in the next class. Veneration is given. Leaf have been covered widely over here. Note it down and let me know. We'll keep it at this point. Modification of system. Modification of leaf will start next class. Leaf, what are the leaf and how does the modification take place? Okay. Go through with it and ask me if you have any doubt. Done? Martin? Afaq?
Yeah.